Hey guys, what's up? It's Calvin, your social realtor, and today I'm going to walk you through what I do when searching for properties for my buyers. I'm going to use a particular example actually, and I think you'll learn quite a bit. So the first thing that I do is I log on to the Toronto Real Estate Board. The Toronto Real Estate Board is the largest board within Ontario, so the majority of the listings that people are putting onto the market, they actually cross-post onto the Toronto Real Estate Board, and so you see, I would say 90% of the listings here. So I just bypassed the home page, and what I'm doing is I'm searching now. I had a client, they approached me the other month. They said, oh man, I have a fantastic listing that I saw on Realtor. I really want to see it. It really meets all the checkpoints of my criteria. And coincidentally, it was one of my listings. And we ended up having it sold at the time, so he wasn't able to purchase it. But he said, look, Calvin, I need you to find something like it. It has to be in a neighborhood that is in West Toronto. It needs to be not so congested, and we need to have some form of luxury. It really needs to feel like it's a home that I can downsize to, because he just sold his property at 1.4 million, and he does want to feel like he's being well taken care of. So, you know, there's no way to search for luxury property on the Toronto Real Estate Board. So what I did was this. I searched condos. You can see there's an opportunity to see available or unavailable. Anything unavailable would be something that's sold or didn't sell and was expired or taken off the market. So available is anything otherwise. So I click sale and available. I go Toronto for my area, and Toronto is the only one with like no names in its municipality, so you really have to understand what the different regions cover. So you see C stands for Central, and Toronto has municipalities broken down from C1 to C15. Then east of Central you have E1 to E10 or 11, and then westward. So for him, he wanted west. And I know that W1, 2, 3, and 4 are the best opportunities for him at the moment. So I click there. His price point for purchase was anything above or below 800,000. And you can see now within the western regions of Toronto, 800,000 or less. Condominium available for sale, we have 217. Now that's too many because our search fields only go up to 200, and even at that, you know, no one wants to scan through 200 listings. So to be more in detail, we punch in more information. He wanted at least 2 bedrooms. And he wanted a square footage that was at least 1,000 square feet. Okay, so now we're at 41 potential listings. Now, when I go through these listings, of course, I know a little bit about the area, so it's easy to sift through. If I see something like a Indian Grove, I know that that's a great area, so I'm able to maneuver through these listings rather quickly. It's hard to know hundreds of thousands of buildings offhand, so when I see it and I see something that I like, I'll key it in and I'll run it through the buyer. So in this particular case, I went through it. I saw there was an area outside, so what I did was a map search. Okay. He wanted the South Kingsway, he wanted luxury, but I ended up proposing something different. And how I did that was I did a map search, and I looked at regions that were just neighboring to it. And I recalled a pocket that I actually grew up in. This is Dixie and Lakeshore, and there was a condo along Dixie where you were right on the golf course. I never went into it because it was privately gated. I felt like it was only the rich of the rich, and I drove by it 100% of the time. But I remembered it, and so through the map search, it came about, and I proposed it. And you know what? Buying real estate isn't about just taking what your potential buyers give you as black and white. You know, there are things that are very important. He really wanted a luxury property. He really wanted to buy at a certain price point. He wanted value for his money. So I did the search. I found this particular option, and I posed it to him. I said, look, it's not West Toronto. It's west of Toronto, but it's right at the borderline. And it has everything else that you want. Luxury, you're right on the golf course. Your views are extraordinary. And you know what? You get the property land transfer tax of Mississauga. You're not paying double as in Toronto. So you're getting a savings. I feel like anything west of Toronto is really going to grow into this region. So you're going to get a lot of value increase. And you know what? When I told him this, his eyes lit up and he said, wow, Calvin, you really did your work. And now we're set on that property. If I like a particular listing for a client, I'll check box a bunch. I'll click send. Email them to my client with the information on why I think it's valuable given their particular criteria, and then we take it from there. Like I said, when a buyer's looking for something, they may say X, Y, and Z, but there could be an allowance to move forward, and that's really why you hire a buyer's agent, for that expertise on, you know, can I get a little bit better? Can I move or shift these moving pieces around a little bit to get something that is fantastic that I never would have thought of otherwise? Find a good agent, purchase properly. This is what I do. Make sure that your agent's doing something similar, and you should be good. If you have any questions at any time, you always know where to reach me. Thanks.